Today we're breaking down a Warzone rank play game and teaching you guys how to just get a little bit more wins and understand how to gain some more SR while playing ranked. And for this video, we will be breaking down a gameplay that I am playing alongside Stable J and Destroy, and you can see right now we are deciding where to land. And I talked about this in some other games. I'm going to be breaking down kind of what I'm doing, what we're deciding, and just kind of walking you through the process. And I feel like there's like 3 steps to rebirth ranked when it comes to gaining SR. Step number 1 is getting your loadout as fast as possible. And with that being said, you're going to see that we're looking around the map of where we want to drop, obviously with the plane in kind of center circle. And these scavengers, like I've stated in so many videos before this, is all about getting your loadout fast. And you can see that we're trying to drop on the scavenger, and Destroy is kind of floating above us just in case me and Jay go down there and pick up the scavenger and we get contested. If we die, he will be floating around so we don't get wiped right off the rip and lose 120 SR. So once we get the scavenger, now we're going to kind of move along, kind of stay together as much as we can. You can hear Destroy in the background saying, play together, play together. This is a big thing when you're playing in ranked, that you want to be able to get your teammates' trades. So you can see right now we're all pretty close together, getting each other's angles, and we have some weapons. And as soon as we finish this scavenger, already we have $14,000 and a little bit more, which is way more than we need when it comes to obviously just having a loadout. So doing these scavengers are a really good way to get that money as fast as possible. And hopefully if you're not contested, it's even easier. So depending on your drops, if you back it up, you obviously want to try and stay within the circle most of the time. It's really not that big of a deal right off the rip, especially with Resurgance. But also finding places that aren't going to be as contested is sometimes a really good strategy, depending on kind of the play style that you have and obviously the rank that you're at. And we chose living quarters, but we could have also chosen the harbor, which probably would not have been a bad way, or also even the dock sometimes too. And then there's also stronghold, which is on the bottom side of the map. The one thing I don't like about our decision is that we're not in a very good spot to kind of rotate around and have a balloon to kind of get out there and take the high ground of prison and take those rooftops that we really need. But at the same time, you don't always need that. But now moving forward, we obviously have enough money for our loadouts and we're trying to play our trades. We kind of get a kill or two when we're going back and forth. We're trying to make sure that we stay alive. And now a big thing here is every time your teammates die, on the bottom left, there will be a counter of when they will respawn and whether or not you get kills, and also just grab loot boxes. You can make that counter go down faster. So when you do get some kills when your teammate dies, or you do get your teammate's trade, if he does get full killed, he kind of comes back right away in the beginning of the game. So being aggressive and playing for those wipes is actually a really, really good strategy, because when you get to the top 7 area of your rank play and all that stuff, you get more SR per kill and assist once you get to the top 7. So the goal when you are a higher skilled team, and of course, if you do enjoy this video, first of all, make sure you guys drop a like, and second of all, subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be more stuff like this on the channel if this video does well. I can obviously do it from a diamond's point of view, platinum, gold, silver, and all that. But if you're a higher skilled team, or even if you're a lower skilled team, you really want to make sure you're trying to wipe teams as fast as possible to get it down to top 7 and then kind of focus endgame. But right now we're still on step 1, getting that loadout as fast as possible. And you can see here, I decided to kind of back up and not go to them on the loadout and kind of just give them some smokes and cover fire while we are getting pushed from a team up top. And the reason why is that we're going to throw these back towards this building, which would be a safer bet than obviously the buy station where we can get third party from up here, and also the building that I'm at. There's a possibility that people kind of run into my building and obviously take it over there and shoot us too. We can get pinned and get wiped pretty easily. So we want to try and make sure that I'm going to be like the anchor role in a sense, where I'm letting my 2 teammates kind of do what they need to do to get the loadout, or obviously play the kills that they need to play, while I'm staying alive just in case they do go down. I can kind of run away and get out of there without having to worry about getting wiped, which is also a really big thing. So keep going with this gameplay right here. I'm putting some cover fire down for my teammates, and we throw this loadout down, and you can see on the minimap we have people top green, and then we're trying to throw some smoke so we can get this loadout. And this is a pretty decent loadout when it comes to just getting it fast. But the people that are to our left also start pushing our buildings. So this is where a moment like this, it can get kind of dicey. There's a whole mixture kind of going right now. I get my loadout, I throw some smokes, and you can see Jay is down. What me and Destroyer are now going to have to decide is whether or not we actually want to take this fight or try and get out at all costs. So if one of us does die, the other one is out. So we kind of run separate ways, where you're about to see right now. I'm popping plates and I'm thinking about the res, but at the same time, there's probably no way I can get this. There's precisions going on, and now I'm just using this smoke as cover fire to just get out as fast as possible. And you can also see that D runs the opposite way just to play our lives, so we can kind of stay alive for as long as we can until Jay is kind of back up and then working this loadie again. So now we're just taking some fights here. We're kind of a little bit separate, but we're going to try and work back to each other when we can. And then once we kind of complete step 1, the next step is either being aggressive or looting up and getting money by doing more contracts. For example, if I was watching this back right now, something that I potentially could have done better is help my teammates fight, but also pick up the spy drone contract, because if we were able to complete that, a minute from now, that's more money for us. So there's something even I could have done better in this. But keeping it going right now, all I want to do is help my teammates stay alive, and now I'm kind of playing that anchor role again. They're kind of in the mix, and I got out, and I'm staying safe. The reason why I'm not committing right now to my team is because if I were to commit to my team right now while there's all this action, there's a chance that they get blooded as I'm on the way there, and then we only have 2 people, and then it would be a 3v2, and if trades go down properly, we will be wiped and out of the game. And a big thing when it comes to ranked, minimizing your bad games or minimizing the SR losses. So as long as you play ranked play and you have an entire session, say you play for 3 hours, and your worst game is only like a -10 or a -20, and it's not that bad, the good games are actually going to be a lot more helpful, obviously, for gaining SR overall, which is kind of common sense. But some people play so aggressive that they'll just drop in -120, but then they'll have a juicer the next game and they'll get 120 points, and it kind of breaks even. So you want to make sure you're kind of getting your loadout, staying alive, and getting those placement points so you have consistent placing points and SR points to obviously kind of keep slowly gaining throughout this rank system so you can reach that iridescent and reach that top 250 and keep getting better and better. But as of now, we've got our loadout. We're finally together. We're taking some gunfights right now, and you can see how close together we all are on this mini-map. And right now, the goal is really just to get as many kills as we can by staying together and stacking as well. And now this is a choice where if you're not a super high-skilled team, I would say your next goal, instead of like, landing in this mixture, is trying to get out or obviously like, secure your buildings and secure your area. And then what you want to do from there is do contracts, loot up, and then start thinking about endgame later, maybe positioning and all that stuff. But the biggest thing for positioning and endgame is having money, having muni boxes, and having armor boxes. So either way, whether or not you want to go for those wipes and those faster paced kind of gameplays, or again, you want to just loot up, it just really depends on how you want to play it. But your step 2 right now is either looting up and getting a lot of money, or obviously trying to wipe the lobby and doing kind of a little bit of mixture of both. But sometimes you don't always have to be super aggressive depending on how you want to play with your team. Now, of course, this is all going to change from rank to rank. So if you do enjoy this video, I will try and make some other videos with you guys to explain like different strategies and show you different squads that I play with that play a little bit differently. Destroy and Jay specifically like to play really aggressive. So honestly, I'm probably the slowest player out of this 3. You can see now, again, I'm kind of just playing this anchor role, letting us like, get some kills here, trying to stay together. We see some pings on the top left of our mini map over here. And now we're just trying to make a decision of what we want to do. So all we're thinking right now is how many kills we can get and how much SR we can kind of get before the the end game kind of goes down. And if you guys don't know this, the start of zone 4 is when Resurgance is disabled. So we kind of have 3 full zones to go a little bit rogue and have a lot of fun where we're trying to get those kills, but also avoid dying too, because you do get the negative SR fee when you do die, especially at the higher ranks. So that's why I'm not going super crazy and super aggressive, because we're trying to make sure we do our best to get these kills and get more kills than we do obviously die. So we obviously can, make sure we're, like obviously gaining points and not losing them. So I follow Jay right there as he goes into a gunfight. He gets the first blood, so I know that if there's anyone else over there, it's going to be a 2v1 or a 2v2, and I'm going to take that gunfight anytime with my teammates, considering I'm super confident in this squad. And now all the money that we kind of accumulated through these fights and contracts and all that, we're getting UAVs, and you can see that we constantly have UAVs up right now, so we constantly have information of where we want to work, what we want to fight, and the best things of what we can do when it comes to decision making. And you can hear Destroy there too. He's starting to say that we are going for the bottom here so we can work up and work factory, and we're working towards factory. And the reason why we can kind of make these decisions and know who we want to fight is because of the sole fact that we do have these UAVs and we do have that money. So even if you're not a super skilled team, a big thing to keep in mind is keeping your money high and getting those UAVs so you have that information of how you want to play and how you want to rotate. So here we're taking some gunfights. Again, I got the first blood there, so we're all going to push those guys, because a big thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, I'm going to pause it, is if you were playing trades, and a lot of this could see common sense if you're obviously a higher skilled player, but for the lower skilled players or people that are just getting in the rank play, if you get the first blood on a team in a 3v3 scenario, that is what it's going to be. It's going to be a 3v3 scenario. And of course, sometimes you do have your third party, but in a 3v3 scenario, if you get the first blood and then you run to go get the second, and that guy trades you, you are still going to probably make that guy weak, and then your 2 players behind you will probably trade that guy because he is weak. And then even if the other guy on that team gets a kill, that guy is probably going to be weak from the other, obviously your other teammate, getting into that gunfight. And then the last guy in line will win that trade, hypothetically, in a perfect world. So when you get a first blood, or you play for that scam, which we like to call it a lot of the times too, is, they overextend, they overchow, and they give up a lot of damage. That's when you have your numbers and the amount of health on the squad that you have to really take take advantage of, obviously, you know, these fights and everything that you need to do. Unless the other team goes big and they get a 2-piece, which sometimes does happen too, and sometimes you or your teammates will need to go big, you will kind of win that. So you can see as soon as I open that up with a lot of damage and a first blood, both of my teammates are going to run right at those guys super recklessly, because we're basically in the advantage of, even if they both go down, I will be able to slide in and probably get that last kill pretty easily. So that situation right there, I opened it up for my team with the blood, and now we're all staying together. And as you know, the time's kind of going down, we're still in the second circle, and there's still 13 teams left, so we're still trying to wipe teams as much as we can for that SR bonus if we could do that. And always make sure, again, too, that you are getting your Semtexes and smokes as much as possible. On top of having good loadouts and all that stuff, which if you do watch my channel a lot, I will provide you all the best loadouts. You want to make sure that you have good loadouts, but you want to make sure you're using your tacticals and smokes too, and specifically smokes in ranked. They're going to help you at those end game rotations. They're going to help you in the scenarios where you need to play your life or obviously, you know, get a res or anything. And then, of course, your grenades are always going to bail you out when you're trying to push a house. You can see right now we're kind of low ground and trying to think about pushing these guys up top. But the only way we're really going to do that is either A, if we sneak under them with smokes or just get lucky timing, or again, doing a lot of damage with the nades that I was just throwing. So right now, we're slowed down a little bit, and you can see on the top left here, I'm kind of playing the anchor role again, which this is a very common theme when you have aggressive teammates, and usually someone on your team is actually probably going to have to play this way if you're trying to be on more of the aggressive end, because if Destroy and Jay were to die, I am a live top factory. I can back up to the boat. I can disappear into the water. I can play this buy station. So right now, I'm kind of just playing the anchor role while they're going crazy. So hopefully they can get some wipes, and even if they don't get the wipes, they can resurge back to life because I am staying alive and making sure I am not overplaying my life. So right now, I'm just doing the anchor role, staying alive for these guys, and we're just kind of trying to get closer and closer to that big top 7 right there. So here we'll just do like more of a listen in just to hear some comms that we were obviously having when we were playing. I'm coming, Jay. I'm coming. Good shit, Jay. Good shit. I'm coming. I'm here with you, Jay. I'm with you.
I'm here.
Let's go, slide.
On the left. Above, looking down, one shot.
Got him. Got him.
I need res. Yep, you guys got it. And then res.
Last guy's down low to the left. And now that you've just seen that situation play out, you know, Destroy kind of goes up there first to go get a first blood. I am following him up. He's going to do some damage. He gets that one shot, but he does get traded by the teammate. But since we got the first blood right before Destroy is about to go down, I'm going to be able to get a really easy kill since Destroy made him really weak. And then this next gunfight is going to be basically me versus this guy, but he's shooting at my teammates. So it makes it a pretty easy one for me as well. I get these full kills, and then as soon as I get these full kills too, when you do get full kills on a team, on the top left there, other enemy will always ping on your minimap. So when you were getting these kills, if you were trying to get these easy wipes too, another tip is to make sure that you're looking at your minimap after 1 or 2 kills to see where they are at. And I see that this last guy is bottom left, and realistically speaking, I could probably take this chow and take this one-on-one to go for that wipe, because even if I were to push this one-on-one right now and die, I will still have time to resurge back and come back, obviously, with my teammates while they're still staying alive over here. In this gameplay specifically, I was playing a little bit more disciplined where I don't really want to take that, but after that crack, I could probably, you know, take that chase down and probably go for that wipe to, you know, guarantee a squad wipe and take that one-on-one. So depending on what kind of player you are too, there's a lot of different things you can do when it comes to obviously just how you want to play and all that. But realistically speaking, I probably should have challenged that and tried to chase that down, but I wanted to kind of play with my teammates just because normally I'm usually more on the safer side of being in the anchor role and playing with my teammates and making sure that we're guaranteeing kills by being together and stuff. So you can see I kind of wait for my teammate here. I wait for Jay and Destroy. And now that I've waited for both of them, we're going to climb this ladder. And we're going to climb this ladder together. So even if he kills 1 or 2 coming up this ladder, there is no way he kills all 3 of us in one magazine of his bullets and all that stuff. And we're going to probably get an easy kill since we did have an advanced UAV, which Destroy just went over, by the way, and used all the money that we just had during the fire sale to buy more UAVs. I cannot stress this enough that when you were going for information, and again, even if you're not a superly cracked team and you're trying to obviously get all these kills and be really high skilled, doing contracts and looting up and continuously controlling buy stations is really good to give you information, because again, every single gunfight that we have pushed and every team fight that we have pushed since we have gotten our loadout has been an info pushed gunfight where we know exactly how many we are going for because of the UAVs on the map. And that is probably one of the most underrated things that I think a lot of lower level players do, is they get caught off guard a lot because they're not using their money management properly. So we know there's only one guy on this roof. I called this guy out earlier. We made him weak. Was going to be an easy kill, and now towards the end game with 30 seconds left, we have a high ground position and we are in a decent spot to obviously, you know, kind of eat up on these floaters. and just stay alive. And now this is where we want to start milking some of these points and obviously kind of getting our SR up and up and up. And now that we've put ourselves in a good position again, kills like this are how you're going to gain SR. I think this is one of the biggest things when it comes to gaining SR is getting easier kills, especially towards the end game. Map positioning, rooftop control, and circle reading is really, really important. So we kind of pushed up top towards this area after we got some kills and we wanted to get a little bit more high ground and we could see kind of where the circle was going. Now I'm going to be able to look down from a rooftop and just, you know, rain down bullets here and do some damage, get assists, get some SR just this way too. So you can see they're in their gas. They're not in a good spot. I'm in a really good spot to obviously get SR, and we're getting closer and closer to that top 7, but even this is all easy kills, so I can get these SR points here that I'm pointing at with my mouse right there. So more kills just for that, and then we get top 7, we get a bump with a top 15, and now this is where every kill really does matter too to get even more SR. So you can see here again, playing the anchor role is probably one of my biggest pieces of advice for a squad that is playing together. If you're trying to be aggressive, again, even if you're not a super aggressive team, sometimes fully committing to a house fight can just be really random with claymores and prox mines and grenades, and sometimes you just get gunned down sometimes, right? So, like, I'm kind of letting my teammates go and be smart here, because if they do get a first blood, I will kind of fly to them and you'll see exactly what I'm about to do. And if they don't, obviously, you know, have success, then I'm going to be able to make a different move and either loot up the boxes under me and go for that buy station. Something that we actually probably didn't do very correctly here, and this is just because we're playing super fast paced and sometimes you're not always perfect, is they probably should have dropped me their money before they made this push. So if one of them dies, I can work this buy station while obviously, you know, they're, you know, dead, because we don't have Resurgance anymore. So even when you're playing this anchor role, you can see how we want to play. But since we get this first blood and we get another one, I'm able to obviously live ping these guys and now push this guy with my team. So I decided to make that decision after we get a first blood, and now that's when I kind of want to commit to being with my teammates. Because as I was explaining earlier, if you were in a trading scenario and you do get first blood in a 3v2, if they trade you, it would be a 2v2, and then you trade that, it's a 2v1. He trades that, it's, you know, a 1v1, and then that 1v1 is usually really easy for you to win because that guy should be weak if your teammates are hitting their bullets, of course. And here now you can see it. We were just mentioning it, but this is calling. Now we're talking about what we want to do for endgame, right? It's top 5. Resurgance is obviously disabled, like I was saying before. And now we want to get map position and high ground when we can. It's not always going to be advantageous to get high ground, depending on obviously the circle. You have to read it. But we're thinking that top factory is probably one of the best spots, because of the sole fact that we are on top of the roof and all of that, and there's also buy stations around. So I do unfortunately get sniped, and that's going to happen. But these guys are also going to be able to work buy stations and stuff too, because there's a buy station on top of factory to kind of get me right back and let me work my loot. So unfortunate that that guy hits a nice shot on me, but at the same time, we're still able to get me back because we rotated on high ground with a portable buy station on top of it, which was a super smart decision. And now that we kind of secured the high ground, we're in a really good spot for the rest of the game, for, you know, being able to put a lot of bullets down, you know, sneak in a kill or two, see if people scam. And if they don't scam, we're still going to be in a spot where we can play our rotations. We have smokes, we have grenades, we have masks and all that stuff. And honestly, we're just not in a bad spot just to win this game. Like right here, we're going to get higher and higher placing points. And if you do this consistently, again, your worst game is not going to be a bad one, and your best games are going to be really, really juicy when it comes to SR. So now we're going to let this one play out as step 3, map positioning and control for the circle for the end game. And we've done everything that we've needed to. And if you do this formula consistently, you will have a very good chance of constantly gaining SR. So we're going to let this one play out, and then I'm going to explain it one last time.
It's right here on the boat.
Yeah, it pulls back.
Yeah.
It pulls back.
Hold this. Yeah, we just had to hold this for a couple seconds. I'm
Good
not
PA,
going on
good
the
PA.
boat too. Yep. We just hold this for a couple seconds, and then we win this.
Getting a
for
different
free.
angle.
One shot. He just got up. Yep. He's fucking one. They're all
Nading
gonna have
down
to
my left.
rotate. Backside's good now. Nice.
One's left side too. Go, jumping
I
left,
see
jumping
Weibo.
left.
Got a lock mark Weibo. If you see anything, it just
Absolute
stable,
down.
stable. Yeah, stable. Look up, look up, look up, look up.
Yep, I'm looking up.
It's a freebie. It's a freebie.
Cracked
Yep.
him, cracked him.
Dead. Okay, nice. Okay, I'm looking.
At the crane, at the crane.
Lower, yep, at the crane.
Crane's dead.
I'm watching our jump ups.
Under us, yep.
Hear you.
You see where it pulls? It goes to like broken heady right here.
Yep.
Yep, I hear that. If one of you guys want to rotate early, I'm not against that. Like on these stairs, Jay, play on these stairs.
Yeah, play him on.
Exactly where I'm playing.
I have a durable. We're safe on the roof too. They just
Yep.
bought back. Look up. There are 2 people, 2 frees in the sky.
Yep.
That'll scare him down. That'll scare him down.
I got 1 week. The guy on the
I
right's
heard that.
cracked. Crack this guy. Crack this guy. Abso fucking loot landing right here.
That one?
That guy's absolute. Nice.
Nice. Play smart. Keep playing smart. Keep
Yeah,
playing
no
smart. We
scams here,
win
no
this.
scams. Yo,
Jay,
right,
look
right
down,
under.
Jay. That's where
A
they're
little
all
weak, a
gonna
little
be.
weak.
I see that. Side stairs.
Reloading, I'm chilling, I'm chilling.
Axe discipline. Come on, we win this.
Yep, yep, yep. We just wait, we wait here.
Yep. Drop me some money, Crowder. Drop me that money. Munitions for some nades, Crowder. You
Okay,
need?
yep, I do.
Okay. I'm waiting. If we see what's there, we just nade it. Okay.
Yep. I'm down low.
3v3. Okay.
Yep, I threw one nade just to see. Nothing.
I might be able to work a play. Jay, you good?
Yep.
Might be able to work a back play. Okay. Give me time.
Hear that?
Ready? Double naded them. They're gonna be in trouble. I knocked one.
Good shit, go, go.
And almost knocked two. Knocked two. Almost.
Good job.
Nice.
I'm down low.
Last one's where? Last one's over here on top of this roof. One in dead.
Nice, good job.
Yep. Let's go,
That
man.
was fucking good. That's a banger too. That's a banger. Good shit.
And just like that, you can kind of hear the comms at the end of us saying play disciplined and making sure we're obviously having those early rotations and all of that. But a big thing that I wanted this kind of get across too is you have step one where it comes to getting your loadout fast, right? And you're trying to go for those wipes and obviously looting up. And then step two is either trying to get the wipes and getting the kills and obviously trying to get people out of the lobby as fast as possible with Resurgance enabled. And then of course, if you're not most of the one of the most cracked teams and just playing in the lobby and you're a little bit more slower pace or you're obviously at a lower rank, which there's nothing wrong with that. Instead of going for those kills, you really want to try to be looting up and controlling buildings and obviously thinking about how much money you can get to have those end games. And you don't have to loot up tens of thousands of dollars as much as you just need a UAV. And instead of using that UAV to fight, you could use that UAV to obviously rotate to certain houses and buildings and obviously kind of go from there. Like if you see that, you know, oh, like top prison's open right now, this is our opportunity to go get top prison and then defend it. It's all going to be easier if you do have a UAV for that kind of, you know, that kind of a rotation. Or it doesn't have to be top prison, but just any building in general of how you kind of want to play the Rebirth Island map. So you can see that on top of just playing for kills, sometimes you can also do it the other way around, which is that step two is looting up and wiping out squads that I kind of explained it. You can do it in either way you want. And then for step three, towards the fourth circle, when Resurgence is about the end, you want to really make sure, A, if you have a portable buy station, to keep that on you until the end game, because that's really important depending on the map position you have. But B, you have to start thinking about the end game kind of scenario and circle and really where you want to be. You can notice that towards the end of that game, when we were on top of the headquarters or on top of the factory, most of the kills that I got towards the end were freebies. They were people floating in the sky. They were people really weak in the gas. They were people under us that had nothing that they can possibly do to us because we had the position and the map positioning that we had, and they just really couldn't take easy fights against us unless they had precision airstrikes and all that stuff. So that was just the kind of how I was going to explain to you guys on how to get easier SR is by map positioning and placings. And also you have to remember too, if you are not the highest skilled player and you don't want to go for kills for SR, placing points are more important than obviously kills. So when you're trying to get SR in general and get out of your platinums and get out of your diamonds and get out of your golds, if you can constantly make it to the end game, you will get out of obviously all of those SR hells or those rank or being hard stuck gold because of the fact that you're constantly slowly going up SR. Again, my biggest advice to most people playing ranked is not having devastatingly bad games. If you're dropping down right away, and you noticed even in the beginning when Destroyer was obviously going for those kills, he was just watching us to make sure we don't get instantly wiped and lose 120 SR, because that could just ruin the entire rank session to get it back, because that could take like 2 or 3 games to get back if you don't get a win. But hopefully this breakdown helped you guys out. This is a different style of video. I haven't done this one in a very long time. If you guys enjoyed it and you want more, again, like the video, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. And yeah, as always guys, it's been your boy Crowder, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.